Hey, I'm Stephanie, and it's time to sort through some makeup. If my voice sounds a little off, that's because I have bronchitis. And because I'm feeling a little under the weather and tired, I needed an easy video idea. Luckily, there was one hiding right in this box. This is a bunch of makeup that has been decluttered to me. But because my friends and family know that I am a changed woman and I am trying to get my makeup obsession under control, they understand that I might immediately give away many of the what I assume are beautiful things in this box, and they have all agreed to not take it personally. I just reorganized my entire makeup collection according to the container concept, meaning each makeup category has its own container and is not allowed to exceed the limits of that container. So I now have a very easy visual tool that can tell me whether or not I can afford to keep any of the items in this box. So if I am tempted to keep something, I have to consider whether or not that's even possible, whether or not it'll even fit. But because trying and playing with new makeup is so much fun to me, I also devised a plan that will ensure that I can also have some fun. Number one, I will try to keep all of the lovely things that I already own at the front of my mind. Because if I choose to spend time with any of these new items, that means that I automatically will have less time to spend with the beautiful collection I've worked so hard to curate. So that consideration is my first priority. The second priority is if I think that an item from this box might actually be worth sacrificing some time for, and I really do want to play with it, then it will go to my audition box. That's where I keep makeup that I'm testing, and it gives me time to play with it, to see if it works well with the rest of the band, or if it might be even better than something that I already have. But lastly, none of the makeup in this box is allowed to become a member of the band, aka get a spot in my carefully curated collection, unless A, there is space for it available in the designated container, or B, I'm willing to make space for it by giving up something that I already have. Before we jump into the decluttered makeup though, I thought I would share some of the Christmas gifts that I got with you because those things will also be going into the audition box. Ultimately, my goal is to only keep things that will truly add value to the way I use my makeup, no matter how those things come into my possession. Let's switch to the overhead camera so you can see each individual item in more detail. Christmas gift number one is this DANESSA MYRICKS Groundwork palette. It's the Blooming Romance version, and this was one of the things that I'd actually put on my wish list. So one of my family members chose this for me, and oh my goodness gracious, I can't wait to use this. I have already started using it and it looks lovely. Another thing that came from my wish list was this Armani Beauty eye tint. And I was asking for this because my Stila liquid shadow, I have the Shimmer and Glow. This one is almost empty. It's almost impossible to get anything out of this nowadays. So I think what I might try to do is a comparison of these two right before I send this one on its way, and then I'll only be keeping this one, I assume. I have started using this one and it's nice. I just don't want to swatch anything right now because I am sick. All of the remaining Christmas gifts I'm going to show you were just things that people were thoughtful enough to get me. They didn't go off of a list. This was just them. Although in this case, I think someone was watching my new makeup video that I had done back in December, I think. Because look what I got. Charlotte Tilbury Pop Shots in the shades Smoky Quartz, Rose Gold, and Diamond Eyes. Strangely enough, the three that I had been so curious about. So I am really looking forward to playing more with these. I did try wearing them a little bit over Christmas, but I was so busy and so distracted by all of the holiday stuff that I didn't really have time to get into the nitty-gritty of the makeups. The next gift I got is a fragrance, and it was a particularly thoughtful gift because the person who gave this to me doesn't like fragrance. She gets headaches when people wear it around her, and she knows that I like wearing fragrance. And she knows that I don't wear it around her because I don't want to give her a headache. And so she gave me a fragrance that doesn't give her a headache, and it's lovely. It's from Young Living. It's called Vanilla Whimsy, and it's got the notes of vanilla, orange, and blue tansy. I don't know what blue tansy smells like, but obviously it must smell good. It's like a creamsicle scent. I feel like a walking creamsicle when I wear it, but in a really good way. I turned the light on for this one because, first of all, the packaging is really cool. It's got that kind of holographic effect on it, but also because the shadows inside are sparkly. This is the Star-Crossed Luxe Eyeshadow Quad from Bobbi Brown, and holy moly, is it pretty. I am so impressed with Bobbi Brown's Baked Gelée formula. This is the last Christmas gift I got, and it's a little bit unconventional because I have a friend where every year we don't give each other new Christmas gifts. Every year we declutter something to the other person. Both of us are into makeup. We don't see each other that often, so we just mail each other a box, and this was what was in my box. She had been watching my videos and saw that I had really always wanted to try Chanel, and she had said that this shadow was too dry for her. She didn't like it, so she thought I might want to try it. This is Undertone by Chanel, and this is a classic. I hear a lot of people talk about this, so I'm really interested to try this, but she's right. I did put my fingers in this, and it's a much drier formula than when you compare it to something like the Charlotte Tilbury cream shadows. Then we have this, which is a lovely eyeshadow palette where she just wasn't using it because the colors just weren't exactly what she had wanted. So I can't wait to try this out because these are definitely colors that are up my alley. And the last thing that she gave me was this, which I'm so excited about, and it is this face palette. She gave it to me because she said she just thinks it's lovely, but wasn't using it enough to justify keeping it because she realized she just doesn't reach for face palettes. Luckily, I do reach for face palettes, especially when they have blushes and a bronzer, and I think I could probably get away with using that as a highlighter. Now we're getting into things that were decluttered to me, and so now I'm going to start making the decisions as to what goes in the audition box. The Christmas gifts automatically got in, but now with these decluttered things, they don't have it so easy. This is the Chica Boom palette. It's a face palette by Benefit. And here's the issue. I already have this bronzer and I have a blush. Like I said, I don't want to touch things to swatch them because I am sick. This California blush, this looks very similar to a Clinique blush that I already have in Ginger Pop. Hula Light, I think might be nice for me in the winter, but all in all, it's probably a little bit too light for me even then. Dandelion is a very pretty blush. I have had this individual blush, like a mini of it, decluttered to me before, and it's very, very pretty, but I just didn't wear it that often. So this isn't really for me. The one thing that's really calling my name in this palette is this blush here, because I am looking for kind of like a, I don't know, not like a gray blush, but like a nude blush that's not like a bright color, and that looks like it might be that. But here's the thing, I don't want to keep an entire palette just so that I can try this one blush, because even if I loved this blush, I don't think I need these four things. And so I think the smartest decision would be for me to give this palette away intact. And so that's what I'm going to do. I tried to consolidate categories. I think I got all the lipsticks out of the box. This is a category I have to be very careful with because my lipstick container is 100% full. It's at capacity, which means any one of these lipsticks would have to beat out something that I already have in order to eventually even make it into my collection. Here's the thing I noticed though, when I did my makeup collection video and I swatched out all of my lipsticks, I realized I had several very similar shades. And so if I were to find a shade in here that I don't think I have, that's very unique to me, I might consider testing it out to see if it is something that I would wear, and then maybe replace one of the kind of things that I have that dupes itself within my collection. So let's take a look at what we have. This is Clinique Watermelon. And it's a lovely color, but it reminds me a lot of my Queen Musia lipstick and one of my Givenchy lipsticks from the shade. So I think I can pass on this one. This is a Pat McGrath sample. This is Divine Rose. And if it's, well, there we have it. That didn't work out so well anyway. All right. Well, that one didn't work out very well, but let's see about this Bobbi Brown Neutral Rose. Yeah, just the name Neutral Rose says like it's going to be something I like, but this is the same thing I gravitate towards all the time. So it'll be a no from me. Here we have Anastasia Beverly Hills, the shade Stargazer. What does this look like? Well, that's a color I don't have, but I also think it's a color I wouldn't realistically wear. So we'll pass that along as well. Charlotte Tilbury. Look how many Charlotte Tilburys we have here. Jeez. Okay, Between the Sheets. I've never heard of this one. This is also a color that looks lovely, although it does look a little bit cool for me. I usually gravitate towards something that's just a tad warmer than this. And since it's similar to so many things I have, I'll pass. Let's see, what about this one? This is Miss Kensington. And this looks really nice, but I think it looks a little bit pale for me. I don't think that would necessarily suit me, so I'll pass that on. What about this one? This is Confession. And this is a nice kind of brown shade, and it looks like it has a little bit of glitter in it. The glitter makes me pause. I don't think I want a lipstick with glitter in it, so that one will go. What about this one? This is the shade Valentine. That sounds pretty. Ooh, that does look pretty, but it is very pale and it's very cool. I do know that kind of pale lipsticks are coming back. Maybe I don't have anything that's like this. Maybe I should try it. I'll put it aside for a moment. Maybe we'll come back and review at the end, but that's a potential. And here we have Elson, which is a really nice rich red. I'd actually really like to try this. I think that it would like maybe replace one of my Urban Decay red colors. I'm always hunting for just the perfect nuance of red. So I think this one has a chance of actually replacing one of my Urban Decay ones because I think this is also newer than that Urban Decay one. And I just hope it doesn't fall apart like its counterpart did. As for this one, Valentine, that is really, really pale. I think that would look like a concealer lip on me, which can be helped with a darker lip liner, but it's also like a very pink shade, and I think like a warmer brownish shade would probably suit me better. So out of all the lipsticks, the only one that's going to make it into the audition box is this Pat McGrath Elson Red. Next, we have a whole bunch of lip balms, and I do have space in my lip balm container, so theoretically, I could try some of these. All right, Buxom. This is in the shade Kelly. First of all, this shade, not really my thing. Second of all, glitter. Don't like glitter. And third of all, this I think is a lip plumping. Yeah, full-on lip polish. I think these have like a plumping element to them, which I just don't like, so that makes that a no. Then we have this Fenty Beauty gloss, which isn't a beautiful color. I have been wanting actually a coral color, like a sheer coral gloss sort of thing. And this would actually be that. The only thing is I had a Fenty gloss before that looked really nice, but I just don't like the way they smell. They remind me a little bit of cough medicine, I guess. Taffy Tease. This shade is lovely, but I think because the smell is probably the same, I don't want to open this because I want to give it away as pristine as possible, but I'm assuming the smell is the same. So that's a no. Okay, Clarins. I have given these as gifts so many times because I've heard so many people talk about how good these are. Lip Comfort Oil, but I've never tried it. So I think I'd like to try it. I think that'll be one that I'm considering. Revolution Midnight Lip Oil. Is this a black lip oil? If it is, I'm pretty sure this is a black lip oil. I would like to try this because I have been wanting to jump on the black lip gloss train for a long time, and this might be my opportunity to do it. So that's a thing to consider. We have another Buxom with glitter, and it's really not my thing. The color's nice, but the glitter's not, and this is probably also lip plumping, so that's a no. Here we have a glittery one. This is the ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil in, oh, it's the Twilight one. Oh, part of me gets nostalgic seeing that. Okay, I don't know. Glitter, not my thing, but I think I'd like to try it for the color. Maybe what I'll do is I will try it on a separate applicator so I can still give it away. But I think maybe I'll do a video like trying out some unconventional colors. I think that might be fun, maybe for content purposes. But I think with both of these, I'll try them in a way that keeps them clean so that I can give them away to someone else. Okay, here we have lip balm, rose lip balm. Okay, what I have discovered with lip balms like this is that I don't use them much. If I have one really, really expensive, luxurious feeling lip balm, that thing will come with me everywhere because it will never stay lost in a pocket or a purse for long because I'm so into using it that I will like go to efforts to search for it. But something like this that feels kind of like lightweight and flimsy, these things get lost in my pocket and I can't find them. And then I need a lip balm and then I go out and buy another one. I don't want to do that. So this one's a no. We have Aquaphor Lip Repair. This, I think I've seen people using this under their eyes to get a really good concealer look. I think I want to try this as like an under eye primer. Ooh, yeah. I don't think I'm going to keep this with my lip stuff. I think I'm going to keep this with my complexion stuff. I think I still have some space on my vanity for that. So I think that's what we're going to do with that. And this, Bite Agave Lip. What? Is it unopened? No, it's not unopened. If this was unopened, I totally would have taken this. So these are the three that I'm keeping. This one, because I genuinely want to try it. And I think I might really like it. These two, I mean, I'm hoping I'll really like this black one with no glitter in it. But I'm going to save these two for a video. I think maybe I'd like to do something like that. So these are going to be saved for content purposes, but I'm going to make sure to use them with a disposable applicator so that they stay pristine. This is staying, but not as a lip balm. It's going to be potentially a great under eye primer. And then these are the ones that aren't sticking around. Here we have some smaller eyeshadow palettes, and I have to be really picky and choosy in this category because I have very little space left in that particular container. So let's take a look at what we have. We have a Clinique palette, and I have a Clinique eyeshadow palette. It's the Best of Black Honey, I think, and it is so good. So part of me wants to keep this just for that, especially because I like the little bit of warmth that's in here. But when I think of some of my Viseart matte shadows, I have shades that are very similar to this. And although I'm not sure I have many shades like that, I'm pretty sure I have a nice kind of creamy white color. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm tempted, but I'm always tempted by eyeshadow. So I'm going to put this to the side. I kind of want to try it, but I think it might not be the smartest idea. Smashbox. Okay, this palette looks dusty. This is a really nice looking color story, but it doesn't necessarily fit in with my skin tones. I'm a little bit warmer, a little bit more golden than this. I could definitely make this work. I mean, this shade is really tempting me. But when I think about the eyeshadows I already own, and I think about this color story, I think of my Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette, and I think I would probably reach into that one for everything that I would reach into this one for. And I like that one so much that I think I'll just pass this one along. All right, here we have a Lancome Summer Chic little palette. Oh, that's cute. Look how it's like a little baby palette. But I got that Chanel palette decluttered to me from my friend, and I feel like it has a very similar color story. So I think that one's already in the audition box. I think I'm just going to stick with that one and pass this one on. Huda Beauty Toffee Brown. Ooh, I'm not going to lie. This color story looks really nice. And I've never tried one of her 9-pan palettes. I've only tried the larger ones. So part of me kind of wonders if this would be a really fun one to try. I think it would depend. No, wait. Okay, let me see. Let me try to be as objective as I can. Okay, this shade is calling to me, but I have a yellow or two. This shade is calling to me, but I have shades like this. This shade is calling to me, but oh my gosh, that shade's in like half of the palettes on Earth. This shade is calling to me, but also I mean, every single shade in here that's calling my name, I have somewhere in my collection. So I think I'll pass this on. And last but not least, we have this Tom Ford quad. What? Let's see, in Peach Dawn. What's this one look like? Ooh, look at that. That's still pretty pristine. Holy guacamole. Ooh, this color right here, that's kind of calling my name. And this color, ooh, these two. I don't know how these would look on the eye. I think this one might be a little bit golden and dark, but it could be really nice. I'm not sure how much I would use this shade though, but these two definitely have a lot of potential. I think I would like to audition this one. I am a sucker for Tom Ford quads. What can I say? But like I said, it's auditioning. That doesn't mean it's going to make it into my collection. So there we go. Okay, Tom. I'll audition you. We'll see. Maybe you'll make it into the band. And then we have this Clinique. What do I want to do? I'm going to be tough because I don't have a lot of space and I don't have a lot of time. Okay, so Tom Ford, you get to audition, and everybody else, sorry, you don't get a call back. Here we have some single shadows. So let's take a look at these. This one is from Pat McGrath. Ultraviolet Blue Pressed Pigment. I actually used to own this one, and it's lovely. I did enjoy it every single time I used it. But look at this color. If you've ever watched my channel before, you know that this is like just not the sort of thing that I reach for on the daily. And even though I theoretically have space for all of these, I think, in my single eyeshadow container, I don't think that I would reach for this one enough to justify giving it a spot. So that one, no. Oh, this isn't a single. This is a quad, a trio. Let's see. It's one of those Kaja, what do they call them, bento boxes. Talk about a color story that's like me in a nutshell. That's this. Okay, this is kind of like I have to try it, especially because I've always been curious about Kaja. I've always heard so much about them. We have Bobbi Brown. What is this? Gilded Rose. That is a very pretty color. This is something I'd consider. Then we have Moonstone by Bobbi Brown. Oh my gosh, it's Baked Gelée. I kind of think I at least need to try it, at least because I need to compare this to the Charlotte Tilbury Diamond Eyes that I got. So even if it's just for comparison's sake, I think that's something I'd like to try. And then here we have an Urban Decay Old School Shadow. Let's see. Diamond Dog. Wait, did I hear Amanda Z talking about this? Didn't Urban Decay recently bring this back? This reminds me a little bit of Lithium. And I'd really like to try this. This is like exactly my type of thing. All right, I'm trying Diamond Dog. And then we have a Moira shadow. I've heard Jen Phelps talk about these, and she seems to think they're really good. Once again, I would be doing my due diligence as a beauty blogger if I tried this. So I feel like I need to try these for science. That might seem lame, but I'm not going to try this one. This one's going to go. These get to audition, and I at least get to try them so that I know what brands are doing on the market. That's important, right? Here we have some mascaras and brow gels. Okay, we have the Benefit Brow Setter. I hear so many good things about this that I feel like it would be good to try it. So I would consider this, especially since brow products are not an area where I tend to overpurchase things. So I feel like this wouldn't necessarily overburden me. Then we have some Lights Camera Lashes mascara, like a little sample from Tarte. I remember having this and really liking it in the past. And once again, mascara is not a category that I overpurchase in. So I think that might be worth keeping. But this one here, the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, I have tried this a couple times and this is not made for me. It smudges and flakes on me like crazy, so I will give that one away. We have this Lash Booster Super Enhancing Mascara Base. This was one of the things in my 25 things I won't be buying in 2025 video. I said I wasn't going to buy any lash primers because they never seem to do anything except maybe occasionally irritate my eyes. But here's the reason I'm hesitating here. I have really enjoyed every single Lancome mascara that I have ever tried. I feel like they really have the mascara thing, the lash thing down. So I'm kind of wondering if I should make an exception for this because first of all, I'm not buying it. And second of all, it might actually be good. So maybe I'll give that one a try. Let's see. Here we have another brow gel. Okay. You know what? Brow gel isn't really something I'm super interested in. Brow gel. This will also go. And what is this? Water-resistant eye primer. Oh, this might actually be interesting to try just because I'm always worried that Urban Decay is going to discontinue the one primer that works for me. So maybe I should test this out for science. I'll consider that. We have another brow glue. Okay. What if I were to give these away and keep these? I think that's good. Should I keep one of the brow gels? Everybody talks about how good this one is, so maybe I'll try this. Maybe this will be the one that works for me. And then we'll give these away. Here is another brow product that I missed. Colorless and durable. That's cute. Is it like glycerin in a tub? I don't know. I had the Patrick Ta one, and I used to like it. I just didn't use it all that much because of the format. Here we have some eyeliners. I definitely have enough black and purple, although this is a nice shimmery purple, but I have enough. So I'm going to give this away, especially because it's still sealed. I think that's a really cool thing to be able to give away. So that one's going to go. We have this one, Elizabeth Arden Beautiful Color. I have tried one of these before and it was really, really dry. So I don't think I'm going to go for that one, especially because I also don't need black. This one is a Lottie London stamp liner in their little music notes. Oh, I kind of have to try that. That's kind of like right up my alley. Yeah, I think I'll try that, especially because I'm not planning on, buying liners this year. I think this would be cute. I don't have anything like this. That'd be fun. Maybe I'll try this in my weird lip color video, and I'll try the weird stamp liner and see how it works. We have two larger eyeshadow palettes, the Nudes of New York. This color story is really right up my alley, and it's one of those things where I think it's really pretty, but I already have it. Every single shade in here I could dupe with what I already have. My question is, would anybody think it interesting if I review this just because my preferences tend to be more high-end and luxury, just to hear what I think of a drugstore product like this? Because I've actually heard really, really good things about this palette. I've just never tried it. So the only reason I would put this in the audition box is if you would like to hear my opinions on it. So let me know that in the comments. This palette, on the other hand, I think has to go in the audition box. Oh my gosh. Did this get decluttered by accident? Because, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is getting auditioned. I realize I don't have space for eyeshadow palettes. I could maybe put one or two more in and that's it, but this I have to at least try. I have to at least try it. Before we discuss the Complexion products here, I found another brow product. It's a mini itty bitty baby sample pencil from Benefit. And just the sheer mini size of this makes it so inconvenient that I think I'm just going to also pass it on. Now we have some Complexion products. First, we have a primer from Clinique. I am honestly perfectly satisfied with the primers that I have right now. I can't imagine that this would be better. So I think I'm just going to pass on this. I'm just not curious enough. The Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I've heard a lot of really good things about this. I'm very curious. So I think I would like to try this, especially because it's a tiny bottle. So it's not like it would take me long to go through it, even if I decided to keep it. I definitely have room in my Complexion products for that. And here's the question with this. Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I would be curious to try this also for science, just so that I can get to know some more drugstore brands. So I think it makes sense for me to keep this, at least in the context of my YouTube channel. I don't know if I would keep it for good, but I think it at least makes sense to try it and put it in the audition box. So these two will go in the box, and this one will get passed along. Here we have some powders, and I do not have a whole lot of room in my powder box. I mean, these are tiny, so theoretically, I guess I could fit one of them or two of them in, but this one is from Dermablend, and I have tried this. It works really well. The only thing is that it's not very blurring. And there are powders on the market that work just as well and are also blurring. So I'm going to pass this along. This one from Fenty Beauty, let's see, the Pro Filter Butter. Part of me thinks I should at least try it once again, because then I get to know more of the brands on the market. And as someone who has beauty content, that might be useful. But why don't you let me know? Would you be interested in hearing my thoughts on this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder or not? If you are, I would be happy to try it for you. These, let's see, Jane Iredale Suntan and Satin. I have heard amazing things about these powders. They're tiny. Like, I think the amount that's in here, I could easily use up. So I think it's actually worth putting these in the audition box, just because there's not a whole lot in here. And I think it would be very interesting, once again, to try them for science, but also because I've heard so many good things about this, it would also be interesting for me. So we have no to Dermot Blend, maybe to Fenty, depends on what you want. And then yes from me on the Jane Iredale. And here we have some cheek products. First, we have the Clinique Chubby Stick. And this is a very bright color. This isn't the kind of cream cheek that I'd be interested in normally, but I have always been interested in the formula of this. I've been curious about it. So I think this is one of those things I want to try for science. Normally, I would just swatch it now and then decide whether I wanted to try it further based on that. But because I can't swatch anything right now, I think this is going to go in the box tentatively. I don't even think I'm going to be tempted to necessarily keep it, but I do think it would be useful to get to know the formula at least. Same with this Fenty Butter Biscuit, this bronzer from Fenty Beauty. I have enough cream bronzer. I technically have space for it in my container, but I don't necessarily need a bronzer because I have two and they are so hard to use up that I think I probably wouldn't get around to this one. So I think, even though I think I might do the same thing. I might try this for science, but I don't think I'm going to keep this. These are going to be my science experiments here. Pat McGrath Labs. This is a tiny blush that would technically fit into my container. And oh, that is kind of a nude-ish color in the pan. I don't know if it becomes more vibrant on the skin. I'm going to have to try it. What's the shade? The shade is Paradise Venus. I think I'd at least like to try this because I've heard so many good things about this formula and I've never tried it. So I think this is my time. I think I'm going to try it. And I don't know if I'll keep it, but it's at least getting auditioned. This is Becca Opal. Ooh, that looks like a really pretty color for the summer. I used to have the shade Champagne Pop that I would use in the summer, but that one was like a little bit too vivid for me, if you know what I mean. And this one is a little bit, it's still golden, but it's like a desaturated kind of gold, which I think might be useful. And theoretically, it would fit in my highlighter container. So I think these things I will at least try. Although, I don't know. You guys tell me about these two, because I'm trying these for science. Would you be interested in hearing my thoughts about the Clinique Chubby Stick or the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer? If yes, I will keep them. If no, I'll give them to someone else. And that way I would just keep these two. There's a cheek product that I missed, the Yummy Skim Blurring Balm Powder. This is a formula that I'm really interested in because I really like everything that I've tried from DANESSA MYRICKS. I don't have much from her, but the things that I do have I really like, especially the kind of putty formula in her palettes. And that I think also has Upsolite in it. So I'm wondering if these blushes would also be something I'd really like. So I think what I'd like to do is try this, especially because these two colors are kind of calling to me. I think maybe I'll try one or two of them and see if I like them. I think that would be worth it, especially because this isn't something that would stick around in my collection. It's the sort of thing I would just use up and then it would be gone. So yeah, I'll give this a try. There is a lip product that I missed. It's called Lip Ink Semi-Permanent Lip Color. This looks interesting. I have kind of a professional interest in this because as a singer, I often, when I'm working with a microphone, have a hard time keeping my lipstick on for an entire show. So this sort of thing, if it's like actually permanent, that would be really interesting. Let's see. It can spill. It has the consistency of water, so that's interesting. It tingles. Oh no, celebrate the tingle. I don't like things that tingle my lips. Oh, I don't know. That's kind of making me worry. My lips get irritated so easily. I'm not sure that would be the best, but let's take a look. 3 products, 2 minutes, 100% smear-proof stain. Okay. Yeah, but then again, smear-proof sounds good. But you need an off towelette? If you don't have the towelette, can you not get it off? That's also a little intimidating to me. All right, what does it look like? Okay. Oh, they give you a little applicator. Okay. So it's just a little tube of smearless lipstick. I don't know. Part of me wants to be brave and try it, risk it for the biscuit. But part of me is like really scared. Like, will it come off? Is it going to make my lips burn? What's the story? I don't know, maybe I should try it just for science. What do you think? Here we have some brushes. If you saw my recent makeup collection video, then you know probably the last thing I need right now is more brushes. What I need to do is a brush declutter. But here we are with some potentially good brushes here. Like this one. Let's see, what is this one? Ooh, oh my gosh. This is so soft. Oh my gosh, I could name it Spot and make it my pet. Okay, I'm putting this one aside. I don't even know what to do with that for now. Okay, let's start with the double-sided brushes. I already have a hard time storing this type of thing, but when I look at these shapes, this is something I find like really useful for things like primer. Like it's useful for me for things like foundation, but I really like using stuff like this for primer. And this shape is also really nice, but I have both of these brushes already, so I don't need it in a double-sided format. Same thing here. I think this is really nice for something like concealer. And this could actually be too. Like this could be a really nice brush, just not for me. All right, there we go. We're off to a good start. Then we have eye detail brush. Okay, this is like, it's nice on the one hand because it's really small. And I like that because I have small eyes. But when I look, it's kind of like frizzy and frazzly. And it looks like it would be hard to do actual detail work with this because it wouldn't give me as an exact... Plus, it's a little bit wobbly. I think this one has seen better days. We have another double-sided brush. Let's see, angled foundation brush. Yeah, I mean, like this could actually be a really useful shape. See, this is Eco Tools, right? Yeah, I've had some really good success with Eco Tools. So honestly, I think this is probably a good brush, but I don't need it. I have brushes that are similar enough. I don't think I need that one. And then we have this one from Tarte. And this one, also double-sided, which I think is definitely something I don't want. So we'll pass that on. Then we have some mini Eco Tools brushes. These actually look like really nice shapes, really nice quality, but they're so tiny and short that I don't think that they would fit into my brush holders very well. So they wouldn't be practical. This one, I like the fact that it's kind of flat-ish, but when I look at it, honestly, it's like not defined enough for me. This isn't, I don't think, something I need. Like I'm kind of looking at it and like thinking, could it do the sides of my nose? Could it? Yeah, but not really. I think no. I think we'll pass on that one. This one is just big, and I have a small face, so I don't need that one. Look at me. Oh my gosh. I'm doing pretty well here. Like, look at all these that I've said no to so far. Okay, then we have a fine liner brush. This is nice. I feel like it's like good quality and everything, but I have liner brushes and they're longer than this, which is just more helpful to me when I'm storing them. And same here. This is actually a really nice shaped brush. I feel like the bristles are, decent. I mean, I don't know how they would pick up product, but it's very soft. I think it would be really nice on the eye. But once again, it's a shorter brush and it'd be harder for me to store. So nope. And then we have this one from Jane Iredale. And I have to say, this one is tempting me because the shape and the size. What if this is the bronzer brush that I have been looking for? I think that would be worth a try. This, I think, is worth giving a try because it's solving a specific problem I haven't been able to solve exactly the way I want to solve it yet. So I think I'm going to try this one. And now we come back to my pet Spot. Oh my gosh, look, it even has a spot. It's like perfect. Oh my gosh, would it be horrible for me to keep this just because I want to pet it all day? I think I need to be strong and not, I'm making this much harder on myself than I has to be because I keep touching it. Okay. Just put it down. I think this is the one I'm going to keep. And Spot, I'm going to bring you to a new home. So these are all the ones that I'm going to give away. And this is the one that I'll try. So here are all of the things that are going away. And they don't even have a chance to audition. For someone who used to just take all this stuff and just kind of automatically integrate it into their collection, I think this is a pretty big change. I have to say, the longer I live with the container concept, the easier I feel like it makes my life. It's making it much easier for me to protect all of the efforts I've gone to over the past couple of years, doing thoughtful declutters and really trying to curate my cosmetics. Because although my makeup collection might be a little bit bigger than I think I'd ultimately like it to be someday, the reality is I kept everything that I've kept because I use those things and enjoy them. And I want it to stay that way. I want everything I own to get use, and I want to enjoy it. If you enjoy beauty content with a smidge of thoughtful consumerism, then I do have another video for you right here. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But even if you don't, I hope you have a great week, and we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.